Hi, 5th grade. Welcome back to Recorderland. This week I'm going to do a lot of review because I don't know who watched last week's lesson. If you did, great. If you didn't, well, that's too bad. There was no school last Friday, right? So some of you may have just taken the day off and then you came back on Monday, then you had the rest of the week's work. All right. So let's just review. We have 5 notes so far. Sounds like this, right? Makes a scale coming up and down, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, so, fa, mi, re, do. First 5 notes of the major scale. All right, let's slow things down just a little bit. Make sure you have your left hand on top. That's the one that goes right here. You put your thumb in the back, and then index, middle, and ring finger are covering the others. Again, our pinky is just waving in the air, doing nothing. And then our right hand, we want to use our thumb on the back to kind of brace it, which we need for the C and the D. All right. And just to review, in case you missed everything, G is everything except your pinky. A is the next note up. You lift up your ring finger. B is just 2 fingers, right? You're just pinching the thing like this, or the recorder, I should say. Thumb, index finger. C, you can't really pinch because you've got thumb and middle finger diagonally. That's why you need this thumb. Otherwise, if you let go, the recorder goes bye-bye. So C. And D is just your middle finger on the recorder covering that hole, and your other hand is just holding it. So, good. All right, let's try each of these notes going up. We're going to go like ta, ta, ta. That's our pattern. Ba, ba, ba. Ready? 1, 2, starting with G. Good. Now we're going to come back down with a little different rhythm. We're going to go like ti 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 ta, ti 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 ta. That's our pattern. Ready? 1, 2, starting high D. And I've probably said it 1,000 times, but you're making the chain. You're going tu 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 tu, right, with your tongue, not huh, 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 huh. You're not blowing in, but you're using your tongue to start and stop the notes. Good. All right, that's pretty easy. I want to show you one more note now. We want to get our other hand in on the action because it has been idle for far too long. All right, so you need just 2 fingers, and this is my right hand. Remember, left hand is still on the recorder. Right hand is going to go where your pinky would be. Your pinky actually does not do anything. You could lose your pinky and be just fine for a recorder, for your left hand at least. Right hand, you want index and middle finger. They are going to cover the next 2 holes, like that. So this is what it should look like. You've got your left hand thumb on the back, then index, middle, ring finger, pinky is in the air. Right hand, you've got index, middle finger. So that's low E. It takes very little air. Sounds like this. Right? You can go ahead and try that. Now, make sure you don't blow too hard. If you do, you want to do that outside so you don't bother the rest of your family. It'll sound terrible, like, no, don't do that. They'll take their recorders away. It'll sound terrible. So very little air. It's like, right? So let's try E a few times. Ready? Here I go. And again. Now we pick up those 2 fingers, we get G. Good. And by feel, you want to be able to feel where those holes are. So you can go between E and G without looking, right? Let me try this. I'm going to go. That's E, G, E, G. Let's try that again. Ready? Here I go. Now I'm going to go G, E, G, E. Ready? I go first. Good. And those 2 notes you can use. It's kind of the beginning of teasing somebody, right? Excuse me. All right, let me try that again. Right, there's one little A in there. All right, so E looks like this. It's the next note down. There, actually, I lied. It's the next line down. We're skipping F in the middle for now. So G to E is a skip from a line to a line, right? So we've got every good bird, and then the does is at the... Anyway, we have most of the lines so far, so... All right, let's go to Recorder Reggae. Okay, we've got our Jamaican piece here, Recorder Reggae. Let's just review the rhythms. It's B, rest, B, rest, B, A, then wait, wait, G, G, wait, wait, G, A. You have to say wait, wait in your head. Because remember we talked about the half rest being 2 beats. You can say 1, 2, G, G, or wait, wait, G, G, whatever you want. And then wait, wait, G, A. You can see how A is a little higher than G, right? Good, let's try this, the whole thing, 4 times in a row, Recorder Reggae. And we've been through it before. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. And for now, we're ending on Do or G. Good. All right, let's look at the second part now. So, that is the part that I'm just going to show this. All right. So, you only have 2 notes to worry about. It's the 2 highest notes we've got so far, right? D and C. So remember, D is just middle finger in the left hand on that second hole. And for C, you just put down your thumb. That's all you need, right? D and C. Should be easy. So, let me help you out. Actually, well, I'll say the note names first. It's D, 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 C, C, then wait, wait, C, C, wait, wait, D, D. All right, just to help you out, I have a version with note names written in. Okay, there it is. Now, if we were here at school, you'd have your own copy, and you could write in your note names yourself. So, anyway, that's why I don't mind writing the note names in just to help you. So again, D, you want to start with that D. Just middle finger. When you see the C, you put your thumb down. Should be pretty easy. Let's try it 4 times in a row. All right. Get ready with high D. And we end right there on that high D. Now notice I'm screaming inside my head. I'm going, wait, wait, C, C, or 1, 2, C, C. I'm not always saying that, but I'm screaming it in my head, believe me. All right, now we're going to try both parts. This is going to be exciting. Here's how we're going to try it. All right. First, here's what I'd like you to try. Twice through the top part here, right? And then twice through this part. It's on the bottom. It's actually higher sounding, but I'm going to call this the bottom part for now just because it looks like it's on the bottom. So, all right. So everyone's starting here on B, right? Get ready. With B, I'll play it with you. That way we can practice both parts. All right. Ready? Starting on B. Good. You think you can do the same exact thing? You do what you just did, and I'm going to play the other part with you. And then when you switch to this part, I'm going to be on that part. Oh boy. Good luck. So same thing. I'm going to point to the part you're following, though. So you're going to hear something different from me, but you'll hear how both parts go together. All right. Here we go. You're up here, right? Starting on B. Whoops. And I decided if I'm playing both parts, I like ending with a B on this, because that sounds better to have, and that way you get part of that chord. It sounds a little more full. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. We'll do a little more of that in the future. That way you can hear the harmonies. All right, time to wrap. If you missed last week, we're going to do it again this week, because last week we got the recorders in on it too. So get ready. Here we go. I said E, G, B, D, F. These are the lines of the treble clef. Every good a bird does fly. These are the lines from low to high. Let's do it again. E, G, B, D, F. These are the lines of the treble clef. Every good bird does fly. These are the lines from low to high. Oh, now you get to do a little freestyle on your own. So the notes I'm playing are high D. That sounds good. You can either stay on that if you want. You can add a C. Put your index finger down for A. A, C, D. Kind of like AC/DC, right? Except you can actually, any of the 5 notes that we've done so far are going to work, but those are the main ones. So A, C, D. You can add a G in if you want. All right, here we are. Ready? A 1, 2. Time to freestyle. What's that? Uh-huh. Keep it playing. Uh-huh. Here comes the end. I ended on high D. All right, we'll do more of that next time, maybe. All right, remember rap number 2? Oh, I do. Here we go. The spaces spell face. The spaces spell face. So the spaces spell face. One more time. The spaces spell face. They do. Ooh, so what am I doing? I'm just playing A and C. Let me use the correct hand, which is the left hand. I'm using my right hand, by the way, so I can play bass with the left hand. But just a little trick I picked up over the years. But you should be using your left hand. So A. Just A and C. You can have a fun time with it. So you can groove a little bit more. Here you go. A 1, 2. Here you go. I can't hear you. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. The end. Hit a D. All right. So the recorder is a very old instrument. We maybe will talk a little about the history of it soon. But I like to play all kinds of styles on it. You can play old music, you can play jazz, you can even try a little rap. Okay, time for Au clair de la lune. And we're going to try, remember the secret about the treble clef. There's the secret G, and then the little bullseye crosshairs is right there on that second line. So you know that G is the starting note of Au clair de la lune. All right, so remember 3G, G, G, A, B, A, then G, B, A, G. Let's try the whole thing. Same line twice in a row. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, a beautiful old French song about the light of the moon. It's gentle. Now, last week I shared with you a different version that I made up. If you missed it, I'm going to do it again this week. So here we have the two versions side by side. The traditional, Au clair de la lune, right in French, G, B, A, G, very smooth, right? All predictable rhythms, quarter notes, half notes, nothing wrong with that. There's lots of beautiful music written with those rhythms. What we have here is a slightly funky version. So it starts out exactly the same, right? If you look at the first line, G, 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 A, that first measure is exactly the same. Then you go up to B. Then here's where it starts getting a little more interesting. We've got some crazy rhythms here. You can see there's a bunch of rests. So what happens is here, ooh, what is that? I'm going B, and it ties over. This is a very fast, in my head, I'm going 1, 2, 3, boom, right? 1, 2, 3, A, right? It's like B, 1, 2, 3, A. That's what I'm thinking inside my head. I know it sounds weird, but it works. So let me just play this first phrase. Sounds like this. Ready? And here I go. Did you get it? Now each of these quarter notes, I'm actually subdividing into 4 parts. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm feeling more of a subdivided pulse than the da da da, which is pretty. No, we're not in the moonlight anymore. Now this is like the Motown version. All right, ready? Let's try it. 1, 2, here we go. And then the next part, G, B, A, G. So inside my head, for that A, I'm going G, B, A, 1, 2, 3, bump. That's what this is. It's a 1, 2, 3, bump. It's actually a dotted 8th and a 16th, but don't worry about that for now. We're just going to go, it's... So you have the very possible last 16th note, instead of here, even quarters, like... Notice how this lands on one of the next beat. Instead, we've nudged that G into this measure instead, so it's just the very last end of it before you get to the 1. So it's like, it ends before I even get to that measure. So, all right, let me play a little bit for you with the backing track. Okay, here it is, the funky Motown version with the backing track. Get ready with the G. 1, 2. So at the very end, I added one more bit because it's kind of boring to do the same exact line twice, especially if it's a fun, funky style. So at the very end, you go 1, 2, 3, and that's a high D, right? Just one finger, left hand on the recorder. It's 1, 2, 3. Or as you can think in your brain, 1, 2, 3. That's it, right? That's another way to think of it. So Motown, in case you missed it last week, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Jackson 5, but they were a famous group back when Michael Jackson was a little boy. He had a band with his brothers, And I'm thinking of that style for this. One of their most famous songs is called ABC. Let me see, I'll play a little bit for you. Alright, ABC goes a little something like this. Here we go. ABC, simplest 1, 2, 3. Easiest do, re, mi, ABC, 1, 2, 3, you and me. Something like that. Anyway, that was the Jackson 5. You can hear that rhythm, the subdivision, right? So each big beat is divided into 4 little beats. So that's where I got the rhythm from. Now it's called Motown because that was their record label. Motown, which was in Detroit, which was called the Motor City because that's where they made cars. So this was around 1970 or so, a long time ago. Even before I was born. So old, but still kind of a fun style. So, all right. Okay, here we are. We're going back to 1970, so you got to get on your bell-bottom pants. Maybe get your shirt with a big old collar on. All right, here we go. Twice through. Make sure you're ready with G. Okay, this is it. All right, that's it. That's a fun way to play Au clair de la lune. All right, to end with today, we're going to try the Bag Blues, the B-A-G Blues. Those are the only 3 notes you need. We've done it a while ago. It's been a while, so let me just yell out the note names and see if this jogs your memory a little bit. So it starts on, right? B-A-A-B. So here's how the whole thing goes. Ready? That's what you need. B-A-A-B is here, 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 and here. So actually that's most of it. And then here you gag, G-A-A-G. And this is A-B-B-A. All right, I did it all out of order. This time I'm just going to say it in a row. Ready? I'm going to actually say the note names and sing them. You can try playing them. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here you go. B-A-A-B. And again, B-A-A-B. Now the G. G-A-A-G. Back to B. B-A-A-B. And now to A. A-B-B-A. And then to B. B-A-A-B. Good, you remember that? All right, this time we're going to try it. We're going to add a bunch of other instruments now. Oh boy. Let's try it. All right, good luck. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here we go. B-A-A-B. A-A-B. B-A-A-B. A-B-E-N. B-A-A-A. Oh, one more time we go. B-A-A-B. Alright, well, it wasn't perfect for me, but I had fun. Anyway, we'll maybe do some more of that next time.